Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 57 of our Minnesota Twins rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 27, and it is year 7 of the save. Last we left off, we managed to make the playoffs, secure the bye, but then a disappointing ALDS series loss to the now Las Vegas Athletics. First things first, it has been about 2 weeks since the last stream on Twitch, a little over 1 week since the last episode on YouTube. Couple life events, things going on. Just want to take a little break from things, but excited to get back into it. We'll have one episode today, obviously, and then another tomorrow on Thursday, and we'll see. We'll see about later on this week after that. Really quick, just to recap the off season, since I essentially split that up into two videos due to our, shall we say, early exit from the playoff. Just our sort of major transactions and things that were done. Firstly, thankfully, Reed Detmers reached his innings amount for the vested option. So he is going to be here for another season. And most importantly, the Mariners are still paying 70% of his contract. He had the ERA title, highest WAR among starting pitchers, and lowest home run rate. Overall, obviously, he is our ace. He is our opening day starter. Really happy we were able to get him. The trade specifically that brought him to us, we traded away two prospects. First was Fernando Garcia, who is, I would say, an outfield prospect with pretty good defense, decent amount of power in the bat, good avoid Ks, but realistically was kind of log jammed with us. We have a very, very bloated AA and AAA outfield. And then the second prospect was Gabriel Guanches, who is, I would say, below average offensively, even worse defensively. Very much a throw in to get him in the building. And then hilariously, Mariners just traded him to the Angels. So poor Gabriel, he's getting sent around a bit. We also exercised two team options. First was on starting pitcher Jared Jones. I think year one wasn't great, but last season he was awesome. 2.4 WAR season. Most importantly, his home runs were down and his Ks were up, which is what we really wanted to see. He is currently rated as our second best pitcher. I don't know if that says more about our rotation as a whole or him. But he is a free agent after this season, so we are going to need to decide whether or not we want to extend him. We also exercised the team option for Orion Keckering, who is going to be our closer for this season. I think he has done well enough in the 3 seasons he was our closer to earn that job. However, I think if he struggles for the first couple months of the season, then either Landon Gerst or Brennan Woolers will take over. And then in November, we had to make some decently tough decisions in arbitration. First things first, we decided not to bring back backup catcher Leo Bernal. We then signed him to a minor league contract instead. But it just didn't really work out at the major league level for him as a backup catcher for the past, 2.5 seasons. The bat never really was there. I think defensively he's pretty solid, but realistically, the backup catcher isn't really worth a development lab slot. So didn't want to really invest in improving that. But he is going to go down to AAA where him and Steven Flores will be our two main catchers there. Everyone else are, but nothing too crazy. Pending free agents, Mason Montgomery. who, after leaving in free agency in 2030, signed with the Yankees, traded to us, left us in the last season, and has now signed with the Yankees. So Mason really is just committed to going back and forth between us and the Bronx, which, fair enough. He signed a 1 year, about $11 million deal. As I've always said with Mason Montgomery, he is a phenomenal reliever. That is the most greedy person in the history of the world. So we wish him the best of luck in New York. Kyle Karos, currently unsigned in free agency. There was just a bad trade, like nowhere around it. In all honesty, I think you can make the argument that both teams lost the trade because we sent them Ryan Sproke, who they tried to two-way and it didn't really work. They had him mainly as a reliever. He had a two whip, 314 BABIP. As a hitter at the major league level, he wasn't great. I mean, 361 slug you can kind of live with, but the on base wasn't really there. Um, so who knows? I think honestly, the big get of this is if Craig Whiteley ever turns into something at the major league level. But right now, I think both teams kind of lost that trade. Carlos just was one of the worst hitters we've ever had. Only saving grace was that defensively at third, he was pretty good for us, but yeah, easy for us to let him go. I'd be tempted to bring him back in AAA, but we have a decent amount of AAA infielders. So I guess oh, he wants a 2 point. Yeah, have a good one, Kyle. And then Tommy Edman was really the only one we debated bringing back. Um, he was with the Angels last season, then with us. I think what surprised me at least was the slugging. He had 404 slugging with us, which isn't too bad. Defensively, it's second also, as I have to scroll down like 6 pages of information. He really only played second with me. He kind of moved around more with the Angels. He was really good at second, but he is going to be 37 years old this season. Offensively, he did take a decent hit development wise. So I think we're going to keep an eye on it. If, a couple infielders get injured, we might bring Tommy into the mix, but looks to be so long. Yanyer Diaz. So I would have liked to bring back Yanyer Diaz, but he did not want backup catcher money. Right now, he wants minor league deal with major league option for 2.2 million. I think if one of our two catchers get hurt, he's our first call. We know he can do the job. He was a really good starting catcher for us when Eduardo Tait got hurt last season, but we have other guys that we want to give those reps to. And then we made a trade. So we needed a third baseman, and Caleb Durbin was on the block. He'd been with the Red Sox for a while, then sent to the Cardinals, then to the Phillies, but kind of up and down a little bit in his career. I treat this as sort of a 1 year prove it deal. He is making 10.2 million, but the Phillies are paying about 6 million of that. He's going to be our third baseman for as long as his bat holds. I think if he starts struggling a bit, we have other options, which I'll get to. But he is here to help in third base. We traded Luis Rujano, who had been kind of like our sixth starter, really. He got 15 starts for us in 2029, barely anything since your classic quad A pitcher that we sent off to the Phillies. And then Trendon Parrish, who, as you can see, had been a reliever for us in AAA for 4 seasons, done admirably. But again, no real path to playing time. In December, we made a couple more trades. Adrian Lunar, who was one of our depth catchers in high A. Admittedly, I kept him in high A too long. I should have promoted him, but I did not notice his promotion was locked. So we trade him to the Marlins in exchange for Diego Lanzosa, who I like a lot. My fear is he is 25. He's going to be 26 in a bit. And annoyingly, the Marlins had him at reliever instead of starter, which is terrible. But I think he's probably our first call up if there's an injury or our fifth starter struggles. Hilariously, the Marlins did not add him to the 40 man, and so the Mariners drafted him in the Rule 5 draft to be their backup catcher, which, fair enough. Defensively, he's aces, but the bat is pretty bad. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Other trade we made, Mason Molina sent him to the Pirates. Molina was a solid-ish starter for us last season, 22 starts. 1.5 whip is a little scary. 354 BABIP is arguably worse. But I think it got to a point where he is 28 years old now. We kind of want to check out some other guys in that role. So we sent him to the Pirates in exchange for two players. First, infield prospect Johan Machado, who's really the reason I'm not going for Kyle Carlos in AAA. Pretty good defensively. I think if we can get that contact to develop, he could have a really good utility role for us. And then the big goal, obviously, is Jacob Lombard, who did not make our opening day roster. He was tragic in AAA. And we have a couple backup infielders we really like, but Lombard is going to be AAA. Potentially a move to second base or third base is coming, but for now, he's just going to chill in AAA. He did get called up last season by the Pirates. Didn't do particularly great, but with those defensive abilities, his WAR is always going to be solid. And then we made a couple of 40-man cuts. Parker Detmers, Alejandro Hidalgo, Alex Albertus, and Mike Zook were all DFA'd and waived. Mike Zook was the only one that was claimed by the Diamondbacks, and then promptly sent to AAA. So Mike Zook no longer with the team, which I think is fine. Defensively, he's pretty solid, but never really got a big crack at the major league level, more like a quad A sort of guy. We made a free agent signing, Clavar Salazar, to be our backup catcher. He was a Red Sox AAA catcher, did have no real injury concerns, which means this lack of playing time is just they had better options. But defensively, he's really good. He's got a good contact bat. He's not really going to strike out a ton. Overall, pretty solid guy. We have signed him to a 3-year, $9 million deal that gets cheaper as we go. So if we do need to move off or cut him, not the end of the world. And then, fast forwarding one more month to January, we signed Aaron Ashby to help in the bullpen, and then promptly he got hurt on like the last day of spring training, so he's on the IL. I might send him to a rehab assignment in AAA once he comes back. We'll see. But just want to get one more good year at Ashby. He's had a really good, decent save so far. 400 BABIP with the Giants in 15 innings last year is slightly terrifying, but we'll figure it out. And then the big trade we made this offseason, Taj Bradley, a staple of the rebuild thus far, as you can see. He gave me, outside of that first year in 2026, 32 or 33 starts every season. But unfortunately, I think the wheels just started to come undone a little bit last year. 4.87 ERA, an expected ERA of 2.61. So there is some unluckiness there. However, his fastball velo has started to crater. His walks did increase, which was good, but the BABIP kind of rebounded, little scarier. And it has become evident as I just flip through this that in 2030 his fastball was terrible. His off-speed breaking stuff played, but last season his fastball became okay, and his other pitches were actually terrible. So we made the decision to trade him to Colorado. He still has 3 years remaining on that 6 year contract extension we gave him. So we'll see how long he remains in Colorado for. And in exchange, folks, Ethan Holiday. Dare I say more? But yeah, I mean, he's the future third baseman. Like, lock it in, put it in stone. He is phenomenal. He's had, if you want to look at it, a pretty decent save so far. Moved pretty quickly to AAA Albuquerque, done great there, and then last season with Colorado was aces. 464 slug, 114 OPS plus. Great great development. If we can get that power even close to 75, we'll be in business. He is going to be a backup this season. He will not be our starting third baseman. Caleb Durbin's going to get the crack at that. However, if there's any struggles, yeah, Ethan Holiday is going to take over. That's it for really big things. And I think do, 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 yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me run through the team here. So right now, the preseason projection is not that kind to us. They have us going 80 and 82. Specifically, if you just look at the numbers, they think that we are going to strike out a ton of guys. However, offensively, looking a little shaky, which is kind of fair. Here's where we're at in terms of rankings. Offensively, looking solid. We have one top five position. That's Willie Estrella at first. Eduardo Taille, 18th at catcher, which is fair. He missed almost all of last season. Walker Jenkins, we're moving to a different defensive position. But Reed Detmers, fifth at starter. Gerst, third at reliever. Keckering, 21st at closer. So we'll see how that plays. Now, let me address the Steam title with the title of the episode, which is Every Hitter Has a New Position. So, in our lineup, every single outfielder has a new position. And two infielders, technically. Maybe three if you want to count Durbin, though we acquired him via trade. But effectively, seven of our hitters are playing in a new position. First, Luke Keeschel, we're moving to second. Part of this is because he fell off a cliff defensively at first in terms of what we need from him. Um, Zone rating wise and range, he was okay. However, we need first base to be clear. And so we tried him in the outfield a little bit last season. That did not work. He had the arm for it, but not the range. Moved him to second for a bit, equally kind of problematic, but that's just where we're at. Like, we need first base for Willie Estrella. We might need it for Jesse Gonzalez if slash when he gets called up from AAA. So had to move him around a bit. He's going to second base. I'm a little scared. Gabe Gonzalez has moved from right field to left. Last season, he had 117 games in right, 25 in left. I think the zone rating might end up being worse. However, the arm is positive, whereas last year it became negative in right for like the first time since he's been playing there consistently. So we're moving Gabe to left, hoping that the arm will play better. He did not have a great season last year. I think the on base was consistent, but the slugging was way down. So hopefully we can get him back into shape. Sergio Jimenez is remaining at DH. That's like he's our DH. Like he can't he can't play first. He can't go in the outfield. For as long as Sergio Jimenez is on this team, he is going to DH. Last season, he got the Silver Slugger Award at DH, and he was an All Star. He was not Rookie of the Year. He came in second. I don't really want to talk about it. seems a little silly to me. And then Willie Estrella is going to play first base. I tried him at third. Okay. I have multiple episodes as witness. I tried to make it work, gave him about 70 starts at the position. He had 7 errors, a range of 2.3, and a -7 zone rating. He cannot play at third. So Willie Estrella is going to be our first baseman. And again, last year, the dude was 21 years old. Like, he is insanely young. If he can hit and hit consistently, like, he could be our first baseman for years and years and years. I think it's all about hoping that, I doubt I'm going to get a 500 slug every year out of him. It would be nice, but I doubt it. So he's going to stay at first base. Walker Jenkins is moving to center field. I listen. I acknowledge this will not go well. I want to make that acknowledgement. If you look at where he's been for us, we've put him in left field. He has won a Gold Glove in left in 2029 and 2030. However, last season, and there's a lot of this is one of my least favorite screens in this game, just of how cluttered it can look. If you compare the ranges, if you compare just overall the zone rating, he's starting to get worse in left. He went from a 5.5 the year before to a 3.6. His range has now consistently been at below 2. He had a barely positive arm with a 0.2. I'm going to move him to center. It's not going to be pretty, but that's just kind of where we're at. He is only 27 years old. So we can probably get by with a decent extension. He wants 3 years, 78 million, which honestly isn't terrible. What is terrible is just his production. Like, it really is very Jekyll and Hyde. He didn't play that much in 2026, so that one's kind of a wash. But 2027, 2028 were decent. 2029 was quite bad. 2030, he was playing at all-star level, crushing it, won the Silver Slugger at left field, got the Gold Glove, everything. And then last season, he was one of our worst hitters, and he got hurt. So I might let Walker Jenkins walk in for agency and just offer him the qualifying offer and see what happens. Like, defensively at center, it's not going to be great. So his bat's going to need to be good to bring up his WAR numbers, especially. We're going to see what happens. We're moving him to center. Good luck, Walker. God speed. Jacob McCombs is sliding over to right. So I like McCombs. However, I doubt he is a long-term solution in the outfield. He was great last season in the slug department, 491 slug, had 17 home runs, only 20 doubles though, so he kind of lived and died by the homer. If you look at it defensively, he's mainly played center field with us. Hasn't been great. He was horrendous last season. I'm moving him to right just to stick him there. His arm probably won't be great, but his defensive numbers overall will be better, which is the goal. And then finally, if you want to call it that, Caleb Durbin, I mean, he has pretty much exclusively played second base or randomly in left field since 2029. So we're moving him back to third. So in reality, the only 2 players that are going to play the same position they did last year are Kalen Culpepper at short and Eduardo Taid at catcher. Everyone else is moving to a new position. That is slightly terrifying. Claver Salazar, backup catcher. Jet Williams, who, I mean, he can't be worse than last year, right? The man had a 213 average and a 590 OPS. He's here to be mainly our backup second baseman. He's also a leader, and his ratings are okay. So we'll see if we can maybe get a good rebounding year from him. Ethan Holiday, backup third, backup short. If there's a single injury to the infield, he can just take their spot pretty easily. So those two are backup infielders, and then Edward Lantigua, who is, I would assume, gonna take Jacob McCombs' spot in right sooner rather than later. Offensively, last year he was solid. Defensively, kind of played him at left and at center. Center did not really work out. He had a negative arm everywhere I put him, but offensively, especially if he can get his contact to a 60 and his BABIP to a 65, we'll be in business. So that's the offense. As you can see, just by overall, we have 160 and 255s, which is slightly terrifying. I think our offense overperformed, I would say, last season, with exception of guys like Gabe Gonzalez and Walker Jenkins. So this year, I think if we get some more consistency out of our big guys, we'll be okay. Let's talk pitching. So if there is one thing I did in the offseason that could come back to bite me, I think it's that I traded away both Mason Molina and Taj Bradley. Because right now, our fifth starter is Hudson Rowan, who, don't get me wrong, he's got good stuff, a 60 grade curveball, movement is okay. However, he is objectively worse than Mason Molina and Taj Bradley. So we are kind of taking a loss there. He's 26 years old, did really well in Double A for the last couple of seasons. Triple A was a bit rough. We're going to give him a shot and see what happens. It could work, probably won't, but we'll see. I think if the stuff will play, we'll be in business. And then our four returning pitchers, Reed Detmers, Jared Jones, John Klein, and Shane Baz, filling out the rotation. Detmers I covered already. Jared Jones, I'm likely to keep him because I don't know how long Reed Detmers or Shane Baz are for this team. But he's a guy I like a lot. John Klein pitched very well last season. He had the exact same amount of starts he did the year before, gave me 10 more innings, 7 more hits, 3 less runs, 4 less homers, 17 less walks, with 15 more Ks. Very good numbers overall. And he was worth Fort War last season. So I think if he can keep it going, sweet. He is going to be 30 in about a month, which is a little annoying. He's kind of a late bloomer for us as a starter. We had to have him in a long relief role for a year. But if he can keep it going, we'll be in business. And then Shane Baz obviously had the season ending hamstring sprain last season just after he recovered from bone chips in his elbow. So we really only got like a little over half a season of starts from him, but what we got was pretty solid. I mean, 28 starts, 3.68 ERA, 1.17 WHIP. Nothing too crazy. I think if he's your fourth starter, you're really happy about it, which is what he is for us. He is entering year 2 of the 4-year, 68 million contract extension we gave him. There's a team opt out after this season, so I think if he does struggle mightily, or if he gets hurt again, we're gonna void those 2 last years and just let him walk. Bullpen. Okay, so I must admit, it doesn't look good. However, we have some killers in our bullpen. Like I said, Keckering, he's going to be our closer again. I think he's given us 3 years, or he's given us 2 years of solid closer. And then 2030, he was the best closer in baseball. We're going to give him 1 more year to be our closer. However, Landon Gerst, very clearly the closer in waiting. Got 9 saves for us last season. He has the best stuff on our team. Period. End of story. He's already a fan favorite. Like, I should probably just work on a 10-year contract extension and get Gers signed while I can. Brennan Woolers is the other probably backup closer, quote unquote. If I do compare him and Gerst, they're pretty similar. Woolers is our lefty killer, which is probably what we're going to need to specialize him with. And then potential wise, it's just what do you prefer? Do you prefer better control? Do you prefer better movement? Gerst overall has the better pitches. So if I had to choose one to be our closer, it would be Gerst. Brennan is also 22, whereas Gerst is 25. So bit of a gap there. And then I'm giving more shots to guys like Yandri Rojas, who was awesome for 2 years. Last year he was quite bad, worked negative WAR. Um, you could argue he was responsible down the stretch for how we ended up doing in the playoffs. Listen, he's 29. His overall potential dropped to 40s. I think either I have to pitch him because either it works out and he can stay for another year, or it doesn't, and we can, let him walk, not offer him ARB, and it won't be anything too bad. Yendy Gomez is in a similar boat, except I think Gomez is probably the better pitcher. He'd been in AAA for years. 2030, he did okay, but not great. And then last season, he was just in AAA practically the whole year. I think the fundamental problem with Gomez is he has one good pitch, and it's not, it's average with the potential to be better. So if one of Yendi or Yandre hit, we're cool. If neither of them do, and Keckering leaves, then my bullpen is Gerst, Woolers, Correa, Lumpkins, and a very expensive Connolly Early, who, despite the fact that he has been a reliever with me almost the entire time, still wants to get paid like a starter. And so he's making 11.2 million this year as a long reliever, which is kind of insane. But here we are. For those curious, he wants a $17.8 million contract. I don't know what his ARB number is going to look like. This will probably be the last year Conley Early is on our team, which is a shame. David Lumpkins, who has been pretty good in the long relief role for the past couple seasons. Overall, good movement, 70 potential control. Very happy with it. Um, he also has the Triforce of 3 fastballs, no breaking, no off speed. The fact that the fastball velo is at 87 is a little concerning, but here we are. And then last but not least in the bullpen, Juan Correa, who is awesome. Um, could also be in contention for that closer role in the future. We definitely won the trade with the Padres that sent Trace Mydroth to them. He's awesome. 70 potential, 3.13 ERA last season, 2 WAR, no complaints whatsoever. I think we have I would say we have an above average bullpen because of Brennan Woolers, Correa, and Gerst. If one of those guys get hurt, we could be in trouble. So let's hope they don't. But that's our team. I think we should make the playoffs. If we don't, it's because a couple of our starters regressed and the defensive woes from the fact that, 6 of these 9 guys are playing a new position just kill us, which would be rather unfortunate. So, it's been about half an hour. Let me advance the day to Pirates series to open. I requested fresh scouting reports on everyone that I just had a high level of knowledge of. Oh, looks like Jared Jones got slightly better current and potential movement. That's nice. Detmers, his movement and movement potential went up. Very good. Gabriel Gonzalez, no changes, which is fine. Luke Keeschel, no changes. I missed when he was 60 overall potential. Durbin, well, his contact just dropped to a 55. Not great, but here we are. And I mean, listen, Durbin's only here likely for one season. It would be, I mean, it would be a great problem to have if Durbin does really well at third and, Luke Keeschel is okay at second. That'd be a lovely problem to have. I do not foresee that being true. And also, at some point, I need to play Ethan Holiday. So if Durbin does really well, I might just trade him, sell high, and see what we can get. All right, without further ado, let us begin year 7 of this series. The Pittsburgh Pirates. Mason Molina's their opening day starter. Surely he's not their highest rated pitcher with a 50, right? Yeah, they have schemes. Oh, he's hurt. That's so God Skeens. This is a much more fun version of Paul Skeens than what was in my Rockies rebuild on the channel, where he had Tommy John. They moved him to a closer, and then the Dodgers got him. That was fair depressing. So Paul Skeens is hurt. Yeah, I guess it is Molina. Ooh, Chris Gray. Looks quite solid, actually. Hey, Pirates, you want to just do a trade real quick? Never mind. Worth the ask. All right, well, we traded Mason Molina to the Pirates, and now he's starting against us on opening day. That's kind of funny. All right, let's rock and roll. Our old friend Mason Molina on the mound. Kalen Culpepper, contract extension in hand, getting us started. Well, he struck out. We're not going to make the playoffs. Game's gone. There we go. We have a hit. Lantigua hits a chopper. He might beat that out. And he does. Very good, very good. As we are facing a lefty, Gabe Gonzalez goes to the bench. Walker Jenkins goes to left. And Lantigua takes over in center field. Because Gabe Gonzalez was the worst hitter ever against lefties. And now Sergio Jimenez hits into a double play. All right. God, look at my defense. Oh, no. It's fine. What are the odds they hit it right at Luke Keeschel? Close. Hit it to Culpepper. Gets the out. No complaints. Very good, very good. I think I am probably more likely to extend Reed Detmers than I am Jared Jones, just because Jared Jones, profile wise, is more easily replaceable. Whereas Reed Detmers would be he is the best pitcher in our organization. And he's not too old. He's going to be 33 next year. Surely Walker can beat that. Well, he didn't, but they had an error, which is tough. And they gave it to Molina. That's awkward. And McCombs hits into the double play. It matters not. Clean second for Detmers. Eduardo in his first AB since like April of last year. And Derb. Oh, no. Ivan Lopez with the error at third. And now Culpepper is walked. And Luke Keeschel hits into a double play. So for those keeping track of home, that we're averaging a double play an inning, which I would argue is impressive. Antigua walks, so there is a possibility for another. There we go. We are now up to still a double play an inning. Oh, the left on base numbers are going to be so bad. And now Estrella gets aboard. Hold on now. Jenkins takes the walk. Two men on. McCombs with his power hits it up to left, but that is not going to get near far enough. Oh, Nottingham with the solo shot, and now runners at the corners. Not looking good. It's a short. Oh, no. I mean, if Kalen Culpepper starts to become a negative defender at short, it's a decent problem, especially because his new flashy contract extension has not even started yet. But I'd probably move him to second at that point. Bases loaded. Justin Thomas hits it to third. Durbin's there. Got him. We are. I was about to say A-OK, but I don't know if that'd be true. And they hit Eduardo. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. We're okay. Durbin hits it deep into left. Caught in the corner. Jeez, Culpepper, it's a laser into right. Eduardo gets to third. Surely we won't have another double play. Indeed, we won't, as Keeschel hits it in the gap. We're on the board. That should score Culpepper. And Keeschel has a triple. That'll do. That'll do nicely. What's his speed? 45. Fair enough. Oh, yes, because we worked on his stealing ability in the offseason. And Lantigua grounds out. Sergio gets it down. The lead is ours. Very good, sir. All right. And Sergio's thrown out. Yikes. Clean fifth from Reed. Estrella flies out on a full count. Walker Jenkins strikes out on a full count. And McCombs pops it up. All right, I'm going to see if Detmers can get me the sixth. He's at 91. Never mind. Conley Early, get ready. And he hit Manzardo. See if he can get Diaz to ground out. All right, he gets Diaz on the bunt. That'll be it for Detmers. Not great. I mean, 7 hits in 5 1/3. From your ace, you'd hope for better. Gets the ground out there. Josh Jackson grounds out the third. Very nice, very nice. Nothing for us in the 7th or for them. We're going to get Gerst for the 8th. Clean as a whistle. Keckering will warm up for the save chance against the bottom of their order. Gets Diaz. Santana gets aboard. Pinch hitting with a lefty, that's fine. All right. Justin Thomas is about to be walked on 4 pitches. Questionable call, says the play by play. And Holder strikes out swinging. We take game one. Opening day is ours. Man, you can tell who hit into the double plays with Keishel Jimenez and McCombs. That was crazy. I mean, yeah, Detmers got hit a little bit, but not the end of the world. Really happy with the bullpen. We'll take that. All right. Let the record show we're 1-0. Park baseball is more real than unreal. Oh no, Eduardo got worse. I mean, that's fair. He did miss functionally like the whole season last year. Ooh, Dude Kenyich the fourth. His potential stuff improved. I mean, listen, he's never going to get called up, but good to see he's getting some improvement. Alex Mojica, our top prospect, loses effectively a lot of his potential, but his current stuff went up. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not that he's not ready for the majors right now. Like, if I played him, he'd probably be fine. But I have a decent log jam in the outfield right now. And I think I'd rather have two backup infielders compared to two backup outfielders, especially because in a pinch, Sergio Jimenez can play in the outfield for a game. All right, fresh report on Ethan Holiday. Well, his potential dropped below a 70, which is slightly annoying. Culpepper, this one's kind of big. No change. I think I'm going to look back on giving Kalen Culpepper this 4 years, 83 million contract extension is probably a bad idea. But even if defensively he gets worse at short and I have to move him to second, that's still perfectly fine. McCombs, potential potential power drop. Did you not see the man hit 17 home runs last season? Please. Klein. I mean, the good news is no changes. The bad news, I was really hoping either the movement or stuff would go back up. Oh, wait, no, the movement did go back up. Went back up to a 55. I'm blind. All right, last but not least, Yandre. Potential stuff dipped. Kind of saw that coming. I hate this day off after opening day nonsense that baseball does. Oh, it's Paul Skeens. Hello, my friend. How are you? All right, so it is a righty. So Lantigua goes to the bench. Gabe Gonzalez comes in. We got this. See Kalen Culpepper lead off double. Never worried. All right, well, pitch moves him over. We take that. In real life, I had Paul Skeens in fantasy baseball for the past couple years, and I traded him for a beautiful package of Gabriel Moreno, Fernando Tatis, Andres Munoz, and Parker Messick. Jimenez hits the 2-run shot into right. 363 feet. That'll play. And Estrella pops it up. Look at that. Get Paul Skeens out of the game. All right, Jared Jones on the mound in game 2 and Nottingham with another home run. Fair. Nothing for us in the second or the third. Gonzalez and Jimenez are aboard. Let's see if we can get Paul Skeens out of this game. Not quite the way to do it there. Wow, we're just progressively hitting the ball closer and closer to the pitcher's mound. I think McCombs might reach it. Nope. He does, however, fly out to right. How many pitches is Skeens on? 57, man. He's going to get us. Uh-oh, Nottingham's on second. Who is this Nottingham fella? Why is he amazing? Is he one of the guys I looked at the deadline? Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was the guy I tried to trade for, just see what the Pirates would give me, and the answer was nothing. Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty good. Thanks, Captain Obvious. How's he defensively? Aces. Of course he is. Yeah, he'd be nice to have. Holder hits it to short. They get one. I respect that they didn't even try for the double play. All right. Well, they do get one. I feel like that could have been worse. Eduardo Tai, lead off double. Let's go. Durbin deep into center. Caught at the track. Culpepper grounds out. Come on, Luke. Man. No such luck. Clean fifth. All right. Remember when I thought we could kick Skeens out of the game early? Those were the days, huh? Menez goes down swinging. I'm going to pinch hit for Estrella here with Jet Williams. Strikes out, looking fair play. Whoops. Keishel is going to go to first. Jet goes to second. Pretty simple that. Oh boy. Runners at the corners, no outs. And Lopez hits it off the wall. And they'll probably score both runners. Nope. Nottingham did not score with 70 speed. I'm not going to question it. Holder pops it up. And he hit a melt. That's a weird. I don't recognize that like hit by pitch animation. That might be new. So he gets hit and then he like recoils like 2 seconds afterwards. Dang. The wheels are starting to fall off as Diaz gets the 2 RBI single. Will get Juan Correa warming up. Actually, I lied. We'll get Gomez warming up. Jackson hits it to short. Easily done there. All right. Spencer Arrighetti. Hey, remember when I said there was a logjam in the outfield? Okay, he's fine. 4 days. He should be okay. Let me sit Gomez down so that he doesn't become tired. All right. Eduardo walks. If their catcher didn't have such good of an arm, I would try a double steal. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Back to back Ks. Down we go. All right. Lantigua can take over and right. And then, yeah, that'll be it for Jared Jones. Not a good outing from him. But here we are. Yendi, dude. No, brother. Wow. Well, his ERA is going to be terrible. I mean, he's just going to have to pitch through it, dude. Well, so that happened. His ERA is technically infinity right now. He has given up 4 straight hits, including a 3-run home run. All right, he's about to get an out. This ERA is going to be one of the ugliest numbers we've ever seen. And 108. Oh, brother. My hope was he could give me 2 innings of outs here. I don't think with his pitch count that's going to be possible. He does give me those at least. That's a yikes. We're going to get Rojas for the 8th. I do subscribe to the sort of Pat Murphy Brewers sort of bullpen management where you have like an A bullpen and a B bullpen. And Yendy Gomez, Yandry Rojas are very much in that B group. Jimenez hits it deep to left and a run for pride. Very good, sir. You know what? Jet Williams may have 2 Ks, but it took a full count to get him out in both ABs. Oh, boy. Jackson flies out. Santana was 75 speed. The Pirates just are filled with, huh? I'm just going to watch that back on the stream really quick. Yeah, that ball went so slow. And then clearly what that animation is showing is that it took a bad hop and just kept going. But the speed of that grounder went from like 0 to 60 in an instant. All right, it gets Nottingham swinging. On the extreme off chance we score 7 or more runs, we'll get Brandon Woolers warming up. Parker Messick out of the pen? Wow. I mean, to be fair, he's had a pretty good save. He did really good with the Guardians. They traded him to the Pirates. He did great last year out of the rotation. Looks like they moved into the pen though. Fair enough. Antigua flies out to right. We're gonna pinch hit for Eduardo here. Actually, no, I lied. I'll let Eduardo hit. I'll pinch it for Durbin. You know what? No, I won't. As Eduardo hits into the double play to ruin that plan. Yeah, I mean, there was no part of that was good. We had all 3 runs were from Sergio. No one else did anything particularly inspiring. And then Jared Jones got popped. Gomez was terrible. Rojas was barely better. Yeah, that's the bad side of this team, I think. Ooh. All right. First scouting report on Richard Caldara, who missed almost all of last season due to injury. Yeah, I think if Rojas and I mean, there's an argument I should just call him up right now. I'd kind of like for him to get some reps in AAA because it had like he functionally has not pitched for like a whole year. So I'm still in the Pirates. So I'd like to give Gomez and Rojas some run before I move off completely, at least. That's my plan. Also, whoops, I accidentally simmed the game. Did not mean to do that. My apologies, but we won 15-6. That'll do. Fair enough. Eduardo and Walker had a home run. 3-hit day for Walker also. Very good. Cole Pepper had 3 steals and an error. John Klein gave up 6 2-others. Lumpkins pitched 4 2/3. I love this dude. He's just out there with 30 stamina, and he's like, "Yep, coach, I can keep going." He pitched. He threw more pitches than my starter. Oh boy, not good from Klein though. A little scared. Obviously, the errors did not help, but here we are. All right, let us. Wow, Waldrop has been there the whole time and not really developed all that well. All right, let's kick off this series against the Braves. I'm going to give Jacob McCombs the day off. We're going to have Sergio Jimenez go to right. And so I want to give Ethan Holiday a game. I think we'll DH Durbin. Actually, no. Keishel DHs, Durbin to second, Ethan Holiday to third. This is a cursed lineup because I don't want to have Lantigua in because then my only outfield sub is an injured man. And that just doesn't sound particularly great. What does sound great is both Luke Keishel and Gay Gonzalez being in scoring position. Menez flies out deep enough to score Keishel. Indeed. I feel like that throw definitely gets there without the relay, but who am I to question? Estrella strikes out. Down he goes. Uh-oh. Shane McWilliams is aboard for Diego Torres, who hits it into the gap. And I think Torres has 70 speed, so this could be a double. Never mind, he's a coward. Walcott walks. God, everyone. Yordan Alvarez in left. Oh, that's right. He got hurt. That's right. I remember because I was in on the Yordan Alvarez sweepstakes in free agency, and then he signed with the Braves and promptly just keeps getting hurt. Yeah, like last season, he tore his calf muscle like on opening day, out for 4 months, and then suffered a setback that required surgery and missed another 4 months. And they're putting him in the outfield after he missed a whole season. Personally, I wouldn't, but I'm not going to question it. Bases loaded, double play incoming. Never mind, he walked to Paula. How did you end up on the Braves? They waived him in 2028. He was claimed by the Brewers. He became a free agent and just went to a bajillion different places. That's interesting. Meanwhile, in real life, he was too rich for Tarek Skubal, evidently. Jazz Chisholm strikes out. Volpe follows suit. What a fascinating ensemble. Yeah, Volpe, Chaz Chisholm, Yordan Alvarez on the same team, as you do. Nothing in the second for us. 2 men aboard for Walcott. Who grounds out to first. To short rather. An argument could have been that I should have DH'd Estrella instead, but at this point, I'd rather give Estrella as many reps in first as possible because I need to figure out if that can work for him. Because if not, then I have a really big problem regarding who can DH. Gonzalez grounds out. Jimenez strikes out, which means Estrella, I got bad news, buddy. You're going to fly out. Or conversely, take the walk. Walker grounded out. All right. Bottom of the fourth. Shane Baz's pitch count is quite high. Dude, I need you to get me 4 innings. Oh, brother. That looked like it hit Eduardo Tait's mask. So maybe Shane and Eduardo have something going on. That's fine. We take those. He's at 110 pitches. Just by the by. And he gets the pop up there. So not good from Shane. So I'm now having to turn to another long reliever in the fifth inning for 2 days in a row. Ethan Holiday hits it into center. Caught. Water strikes out. And Durbin hits it 8 feet in front. The catcher refuses to throw it, and he gets a board. Oh, this game can be rather silly sometimes. All right, Shane. 109 pitches to get 4 innings of work. Don't worry about it. Oh, no. Connolly, dude, I need you to get me at least like 2 or 2 2/3. Like, that's just where we're at right now. All right, he gets back to back flyouts. Can he get Luis? Hits it to third. Durbin's there. Or excuse me, Holiday's there. Easily done. Keishel and Gabe are aboard on the sixth. Jimenez hits it into left. Down in front. Tie ball game. Very good, sir. God, Sergio Jimenez is so good. It's actually crazy. I just wish he could play a defensive position. Like, it would make my life so much easier. Strela K's. Walker grounds out. All right, Ethan Holiday. Time for your first hit. Let's go. Nope. No such luck. I say first hit as if he didn't play like half a season with the Rockies as our starter. There we go. Clean sixth from early. Oh, yeah, he's at 40 pitches. He's done. Uh, oh, yeah, Brennan Woolers, because they got 3 lefties coming up. Easy, easy call. Eduardo walks. We are, who's faster, Lane T or Jet? 50, 65. Yeah, okay. We're going to pinch run with Jet Williams, and we're going to go for the steal. All right, relax. Trying to pick off my guy. There we go. Steal is done. Durbin gets it through. That should score Jet. Indeed. All right, we take the lead. Good job there from Durbin. Really? A back pick? Have some respect. David Festa, my old friend. Hey, buddy. I'm so happy he's done well with the Braves after moving on from us. And they even had him as a starter for a bit. He wow. How did they turn that into a double play? That was the slowest grounder in the history of the world. How do I want to do this? Pull Jet? Yeah. All right, so Salazar is going to come in at catcher. Brendan Woolers will take over. Our lefty specialist. And who are your lefties? Jordan Alvarez, Josue De Paula, and Jazz Chisholm. Good luck, Brennan. Not a great start. Oh, they pinch hit Austin Riley and he walked him. This could get ugly. They pinch hit Jorge Quintana and he strikes out. You fool! Volpe strikes out swinging. Luis strikes out swinging. Now, did Brennan need 25 pitches to get those outs? Yes. Don't worry about it. Gerst for the eighth, and then Keckering for the ninth. Solo shot from Estrella. That'll play. There we go. Walker gets aboard. He can hit the baseball. Remember when he had like one hit in the entire playoffs? That was fun. And Holiday gets it down. There's your first hit as a Twin. Huh? Judge, you, Judge, Jordan just turned into Kitty Pryde and phased through the wall. Ref, blue, ban of PEDs. Nah, Salazar flew out. All right, but hey, we get two. Yeah, I'm just gonna have Gurst come in, clean as a whistle. We'll get Keckering ready. And it is indeed still a save situation. So Walcott, Jordan, and Austin Riley. This could be awful. And he gets Walcott. You know, if you walk Jordan, I don't hate it. Strikeout, even better. And Austin Riley goes down. Beautiful work from Keckering there. We get the win 5-3. A little listen. I'm not saying by prediction that our starting pitchers would perform worse than last year, but that does seem to be happening. Blake Snell. Oh God. How old is Blake Snell at this point? 39. And this is his second year out of LA. Oh wow, they moved him to a reliever last season. He was pretty good, and they moved him back to a starter. I mean, okay. Hudson Rowan, meanwhile, for us, making his MLB debut. McCombs is going to go to the bench again. It is a lefty. I'm going to give. Yeah, the AB splits on lefties is going to be like nothing. I lied. I'll let McCombs play hurt. That's fine. Culpepper, I'll give the day off to. Ethan Holiday is not particularly quick. We'll have Walker Jenkins lead off. Ethan Holiday can take short and bat seventh. All right, let's rock and roll. Hudson Rowan making his MLB debut. Meanwhile, Blake Snell. Because sure, why not? That'll do. Nice double to the corner. Keisha hits it into center. Caught. That should score him indeed. Lantigua with the RBI. There we go. Sergio gets it down. Look at our offense, folks. Send Blake Snell back to the bullpen. Estrella hits it into left. That's down. We're just having a good time here. Wonder if they were trying to use him as an opener, but I doubt it. But hey, that's what it might turn into now. He's already at 23 pitches and has only gotten one out. Make that two as McComb strikes out. Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, Holiday follows suit. All right. Pretty good, though. All right, Hudson Rowan. What do you got for me? Fly out to center. That'll do. And he gets to Paula swinging, save the baseball for his first career K. Very good work from Ethan Holiday there. I mean, if Ethan Holiday also can stick it short, that means Culpepper at second is pretty good. That does also mean I need to find a spot for Luke Keeschel, though. So no matter what happens, like, someone's just kind of on the outside looking in. Bases loaded. Jazz Chisholm got it down. Rats. I only scored one. Oh, I guess Austin Riley's the other runner. Baez hits it to short. This could be two. Second for one. First for two. Bases loaded. One out. And they only get one run. I'll take that in a heartbeat. Nothing doing for either team in the third. Blake Snell's on 66 pitches, so it's not doing too terribly. I would have hoped we'd kick him out by now since we did so well in the first. Since then, nothing. Uh-oh. 2 men aboard. Jazz hits it into right. That's going to drop. Jordan goes home, and he makes it there easily. All right, Nate Baez grounds out the end of the inning. Not great from our starters in this first set of 5 games, must say. That should drop in right from Walker. Very good. We'll go for the steal. Maybe. He had like no lead there. I wish the animation would have like a realistic lead, but it just doesn't. So it's like the guy takes off from the cutout box. Just kind of funny. All right, runners at the quarters. Lantigua, full count. Walked him. Bases loaded for the best hitter on the planet. Sergio Jimenez swings at the 3-1 and pops it up. How? Sergio. And Estrella struck out. Man, bases loaded, 1 out. We scored no one. McWilliams is on second for Walcott. Let's see if he can get him. Deep into center. Lantique was there. Got him. All right, that'll be it for Rowan. Decent outing from him. I mean that's what I always say. Like if you're my 5th starter, the line needs to be 5 innings, ideally 1 or less runs, but 2 runs, it's his MLB debut. Ethan Holiday has not been great in an admittedly very small sample. Eduardo Tait also not been great, but admittedly he missed almost all of last season. All right, thank you, Hudson. Only 1 run was earned because of the error, which was Luke Keechel's in second. Yeah. All right, Yendi. I believe in you. Good man. What's his pitch count? 9. All right, he's coming back out. Clean in the 7th as well. We'll get Correa for the 8th. Okay. I had to double check the play by play to see what happened. He just lined it back to the pitcher. The camera flipped so quickly. I was like, what happened? Estrella grounds out. Come on, McCombs. Give me a solo shot. Well, he was about 300 yards short, but what can you do? Or feet, not yards. That would be truly insane. I am going to let. Actually, no, I'll just go straight to Correa. Clean as a whistle. 14 pitches. All right. I think I'll get Gerst warming up. Let me pinch hit for Ethan Holiday with Culpepper. Or is it a righty? It is a righty. Gabe Gonzalez will pinch hit then. And he struck out. Fair enough. Eduardo hits it up and to right. That will be caught. We're going to pinch hit for Durbin with Culpepper. Ground out to third. All right, so defensively, I need a second baseman and shortstop. So, or no, excuse me, I need a third baseman and shortstop. Culpepper goes to short. Jet Williams will replace McCombs. Gabe goes to right. Jet takes over third. Yeah, that's not great subs by me, pulling both Holiday and Urban. But here we are. All right. I'm gonna have Correa face Horowitz and then pull him. All right, he got the grounder, nothing doing. All right. Gerst will come in to face Quintana, and then I assume they're going to pinch it for Jazz Chisholm. Letting him face him. Fair enough. We'll take the strikeout or the grounder to second, either way. All right. Here we go. Extra innings. Kalen Culpepper is our ghost runner. Walker Jenkins to the plate. And he hits it into center. That'll be caught. It'll move Culpepper, though. So I'll take that trade. But now we need to bring him home without getting an out. Here's Keishel. A balk. Fair enough. We take the lead. Oh, that's funny. Keishel grounds out. And Antigua K's. All right. So we score the ghost runner, but no one else. Chaz Chisholm is their ghost runner. And Baez hits it to center. That'll score Jazz, and we are all tied up. Never mind. Jazz stayed at third like a coward. Jazz hits it to short. They get him, but we lose the double play. Not great. He needs to strike out DePaula. He did not. All the way into right. That will probably be game as both runners score. Yeah. And Gerst's pitch count wasn't even that high. They just got him. I mean, Walker had 3 hits. No one else had more than one. The bottom of our lineup, especially, is not looking too hot. I mean, Hudson Roan did pretty good for an MLB debut. Luke Keishel having an error is going to be just where we have to live. I don't love because one of the things the update changes is the color of certain things, like the color grading. And so when a player is really tired now, it has like this brownish orange color. I don't know if I like it. It is more readable though, so we'll take that. All right, we're gonna sim the Braves finale with Reed Detmers on the mound, and we lose 1-7. Detmers gave up 4. Conley early, who definitely was not at 100%, gave up 3. Not great. Looks like Salazar got the start at catcher. He went 0 for 3 with 3 Ks and had an error. That's a yikes. All right, Yankees. Joey Cantillo. Cantillo on the mound. It is a lefty, so Gonzalez goes to the bench. We're going to give Luke Keishel a day off. Jet Williams will take second and bat second. And then Ethan Holiday in for Durbin to give me just 4 lefties at the bottom of my order. All right, Jared. This start can't possibly. Does that say Aaron Judge first base? It does. Did they do that last year? No, they did. Fair play. I mean, hey, he's still playing at 39. He's got one more year. 550 plate appearances. Good luck, dude. Good luck. Uh-oh. Runners at the corners for Adam Smith, and he walks. Here's Judge. Hits it back up the middle. So, I'm not saying that like 15 minutes of real time ago when I said I'm unlikely to re-sign Jared Jones. I'm not saying that I'm a prophet, but my God, the Yankees are teeing off on him. George Valera. Yay, we got outs. It is possible. Can he get Lindor? Indeed. All right. And we match? No. Oh boy. Jared, at this point, I might need 4 long relievers because my guys don't have great stamina anyway in the pitching department. But like, a certain and that was Jet at second too. Ay 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 ay. Folks, avert your eyes from this one. Just don't even. Don't worry about it. Yep, saw that coming. So it's an 8-0 ball game with 1 out in the second inning. Jared Jones' ERA is now a 15.95 for those keeping track at home. Yikes. All right, let's get Montgomery to fly out at least. And now runners are at the corners for Christopher Reyes. Ah, gets him to pop up. I mean, I'm just going to have Jared Jones eat some of this. Because at a certain point, I run out of bullpen arms. Though we do have a day off after this game, so might not be the end of the world. But yeah, like, come on, dude. Menez is on second for Bud, who hits it into right, down in front of McCombs. 9-0. And he walked Adam Smith again. Well, hope you guys are ready to go long on innings. Don't walk Aaron Judge. I mean, he didn't. To be clear, I can't be mad. He didn't walk him. There we go. Walker Jenkins with the laser of a throw from left. There's the golden glove. All right, he gets Montgomery to pop out. Well, that was depressing. I feel like this game will be a nice little quick sim here. Unless. Why would Ethan Holiday not take third in that situation? Like Reyes had to come so far in for it, he was almost on the grass. Not that it mattered anyway, because Jet struck out. But still, it's the principle of the thing. Who was I warming up before? Well, they're all cold now. I'll get Rojas warming. All right, Jared at least got me the fourth to help out my bullpen a little bit. But man, all right, Rojas, I'm gonna need 2 innings from you, buddy. Good man. I'm getting fatigued. Watching my poor bullpen have to die. There we go. We get some Valera. All right, that's it for Yandre. Thank you for your service. Here we go. Ethan Holiday, 2 doubles on the day. At least somebody's trying. Culpepper gets it down. No. Average, average, great. We lose that race every time. And Jet Williams does score the runner, but it's on a double play, so no RBI for him. And Lindsay rounds out. But you know what? At least we won't be shut out. You know, it's the little things in life. Uh, um, I don't really want to pitch Keckering in a non-save situation, but if I pitch Correa, he won't be ready for the next game, even with the off day. Dang. Adam Smith hits a solo shot to right. Judge, swing and a miss. All right, that's it for Woolers. We'll bring in Keckering. Good man. I mean, Cantillo is still in the game, so here we are. McCombs strikes out. We're going to pinch it for Eduardo. Let's just put Salazar straight in there. Have him hit a ball to the gap. Left center. Pull it. He did pull it and did hit it to left. That should also be a double. So, I almost had that prediction spot on. Very good from Salazar. Ethan Holiday, 2 doubles already today. Can he make it 3? No. Just to answer the question in very certain terms. Culpepper walks. Runners at the corners. We're going to pinch hit for Jet here with Durbin. Because I want Keishel to get the whole day off. And he popped it up. All right. To the 9th we go. And then Durbin will just take over at second. Salazar to catch. Oh, boy. Yeah, Keckering's pitch count's going to get pretty ugly in this game. That's an error. Yep. It had that dang animation where the fielder catches it and essentially throws it on like a weird bounce. That's usually an error animation. A little annoying that it was Culpepper. All right, Adam Smith. Dang it. I mean, he's too far in the red. Like at this point, I'll just bring in Correa to hopefully get one out. There we go. All right. Well, that was pretty depressing. Oh, I know. It's the bottom of the 9th. There we go. All right. I mean, if you want to look at any positive, it's that our starting pitcher gave up 13 of the 17 hits and 9 of the 10 runs. So after that, our bullpen was pretty good. Obviously, Woolers gave the solo shot, but Joey Cantillo just killed us. Yeah. Not great. Not ideal. We have an off day, which is insanely needed. Oh, good. Aaron Ashby suffered a setback 2 weeks until he's ready to play again. Now, I mean, that was originally a 2-week injury. So functionally, he's only missing like 1 week extra. It isn't the end of the world. All right, let's play game 2 with John Klein on the mound. I got Jose Chirinos. I'll have Lantigua coming from McCombs. Everything else can be equal. Lumpkins is hurt. That didn't happen in the game, did it? Oh, he has a cold. Well, the number of bullpen arms I have available rapidly decreasing. Oh boy, you got this, John. See, we're okay. We're fine. 2-run shot from Lantigua. Look at my boy. Watto takes the walk. All right. Durbin takes the walk also. 2 men on. Culpepper hits it up deep to center and off the invisible wall. That was a home run. That clearly hit the black background screen of target field. I object. And Keishel's there on the infield. Chapa. Gabe Gonzalez walks. Bases loaded for Jimenez, the home run threat. It's into the fielder's choice. All right. Well, John, you got a cushion. 1 run scores. 2 men aboard for Jimenez. Hits it deep to right and gone. Yikes. All right. Culpepper and Kishler aboard. Gonzalez hits it to center. Down. That went over the fence. That looked like it landed right here. Go on now. I'm being denied home runs. Curse you, Target Field. Stroud lines out. All right. John, redemption. Good man. Men on for Culpepper once again. He's had a good day so far. Hits a chopper. He might beat it out. No throw. Lindor, where's your sense of drama? Oh, and their pitcher got hurt. Will Vest. Wow, he is so much better in this game than he's been in real life. Wow, look at how good he's been in this save. He's had multiple years of sub 2 ERA. Whip's been fine every year. 1.5 to 2. Look at him. Anyway, Luke Keeschel hit the ball out of the park. Couldn't even get it out the infield. All righty. John, give me the 6th. He's got this. I believe in him. If that ball had left the yard, the words I would have said. All right. I kind of just want to do Gomez for the 7th, Correa for the 8th, Gurst for the 9th. I think that's my current plan. We'll see how well it goes. All right, Yendi. Come on, buddy. A leadoff triple. Fair enough. And Adam Smith gets it down. There's 1 run. Correa get warming up. And he hit Judge. Yeah, like it does that weird animation where he gets hit and then he kind of just like jumps and turns his back a little bit. Lara hits it to second. Double play. Got him. We'll sit Correa down so he doesn't get tired, but Walker's already on second. Lantigua swinging a miss. You know what? At least Eduardo hit the ball. Didn't go very far. They need to bring in Devin Williams to face Caleb Durbin. That's how good he is. Yep. All right. Yeah, we're gonna bring Correa in. 3 pitches, 2 men are aboard. Patrick Bailey hits it to second. They get 1. Think there's a world where you get the double play there, but I'm not going to question it. Austin Reyes hits it there. They get the runner at home. No throw to first. Fair enough. Why, in the name of all that is holy, would you try a back pick on first with a runner on third and 2 out? Get out of the game. Get him out. What? That makes no sense. Not a lot of things in this game make no sense. That made no sense. Well, tie ball game now. Gabe Gonzalez, 2-run home run. What a lad. Menez that goes down looking. I also forgot to get Gurst warming up, so he's not going to be fully ready. It's fine. All right, Gurst will come in to face Montgomery, Smith, and Judge. Gets Montgomery looking. Adam Smith pops up. All right. Aaron Judge, the final out. Hits it into left. That's going to land. Nothing can ever be easy with us, can it? Valera chops it to second. The throw, too little, too late. Here's Ryan Budd. Swing and a miss. We take the game. I mean, that was depressing. Like, no one really did great there on the pitching side. I know Gurst got the save, but he also allowed 2 hits. Lantigua and Gonzalez get the first homers. That error by Eduardo was just, what are we doing? Functionally, what are we doing? All right, we will sim through the finale of the Yankee series. We lose it 2-5. Eduardo had a pass ball. Shane didn't do great. Why did they pitch Gurst on back-to-back days? You stupid game. And Gomez, for that matter. They only pit. I don't understand this game sometimes. All right. I'm gonna do something I rarely do often. We're just gonna sim the entirety of the Blue Jay series and see what happens. We're just gonna see. Game one. You know what? That's what I get for even having that idea. Ouch. All right. So first we lose 6-10. McCombs and Estrella had homers. I mean, Hudson Rowan gave up 6 hits and 8 runs, so there's that. Conley early got popped again for more runs. Lumpkins as well, Correa does well. Culpepper picks up a torn hamstring. Okay, so that's obviously the IL. So shortstop wise, it's pretty simple. We're gonna give Ethan Holiday some run. He will not lead off though. So we're gonna have probably Walker. Yeah. Walker's gonna lead off. Oh, whoops. Walker's gonna lead off. Ethan Holiday takes over at short. Sergio Jimenez is ice cold. Don't worry about it. And then, so the call up, because our 40 man is decently filled. It's at 37 out of 40. So the three, oh, because Quentin Young, we have too many infielders in AAA that are on the 40 man. I think Quentin Young, I feel like should just be kind of DFA'd at this point. Machado is not ready for the majors. So really it's Juan Matthews or Jesse Gonzalez. I like Jesse Gonzalez, but he can really only play first base. And even that he can't do particularly well. But the problem with, say, calling up Juan Matthews is him and Jet Williams are the same player. Like if I compare the men, like they're pretty similar. I think I would take Juan's bat, especially against lefties, but like he's not going to start against lefties, so don't quite know what that gets me. So I think Jesse Gonzalez. Yeah, I think we're going to call Jesse up. He's going to make his triumphant return after getting 4 games last season. Jet will be our backup short. And then I'll find ways for Jesse to get some time. As I was saying, we're simming this whole series, and our starting shortstop is out for a month. That's what I get. That is indeed what I deserve. This sim always takes a while because it's creating the whole draft pool. All right, there we go. Draft pool revealed. Top prospect, Bill McDermott. Oh, God. If he's the top prospect, we're in trouble. Well, there's one player with 80 potential, and I have very low scouting on everything. So let's take a look. Let's see how inevitably bad he really is. A couple guys have 70, but they're high school outfielders, which doesn't really help me. Some of the hitters look good, but also, was that not set to all player? Man, I'd show all players there, but this position was still that. Okay, so there's a couple of great pitchers also. Oh, buddy. To quote Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. You're getting a junk ball pitcher with really bad stamina and questionable control. I'll let someone else take Scholson. Where do we pick? 28. Fair enough. All right, let's continue simming this horrid series. We lose 6-8. Folks, I'm picking up a theme. Oh! So Reed Detmers pitches a gem. Yendy Gomez comes in, gives up 3 on 5 hits. Keckering gives up 5 straight hits and 4 runs. We had a 6-1 lead going into the 9th inning and gave up 7. This is why I hate simming, because I would never have let it get to that point. Like, if you think I would have let Yendy Gomez give up 5 straight hits before pulling him, like, silliness. Also, Walker Jenkins had 3 steals. Just kind of funny. Ethan Holiday had a home run. We love to see it. Hey, we took something from the series. 2-1. Salazar had a homer. Jared Jones pitches well. Good work from the rest of the bullpen. Good, good, good. All right. How is what do you mean? Oh wait, no, I knew that. I thought that was a different pitcher. I mean, at least Culpepper is now 2 to 3 weeks, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I think when Aaron Ashby comes back, it's looking like Yendy Gomez is going to be the guy sent down, which is a little rough. All right, so we got the Guardians. I think I am going to sim game 1 with John Klein on the mound. We win it 5-4. Sergio Jimenez has a homer. Willie Estrella has 2. Correa got popped for a couple runs. John Klein did pretty good. Rojas got a save. Oh boy. Our bullpen must be dead. At least the heavy hitters are. All right, let's go into game 2. They got a lefty on the mound, but Walker is tired. So yeah, Gabe's going to play against the lefty. Also means I need a leadoff guy. Lantigua. Then Durbin's cold. So for one night only, Estrella is going back to third. Jesse Gonzalez can take first base. Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's rock and roll. Jose Ramirez still going strong for the Guardians at age 39. We love to see it. Has he had negative WAR each last 3 seasons? Yes, don't worry about it. Lantigua with the solo shot to get us going. And then Suero with the homer. Not great. Oh, Shane Boss is down. How long? 4 days. Okay. Uh, yeah, Conley Early's on 90%, so he's the one going in. Runners at the corners, 1 out. I'm not worried. See, one worried. No reason to panic. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Surely we'll do better. Eduardo hits it deep to right and gone. Thank you, Eduardo. Your average is now up to a 193. Listen, it's fine. His slugging is a 432. Okay? We're just going to mash. We're going to mash our way to victory. It's going to be a great time. Jesse Gonzalez grounds out very tragically. And Lantigua grounds out to follow. All right, Early's only on 10 pitches, so I'm just going to let him keep going until the wheels fall off. And they just never did. All right. Oh, God, this is going to be terrifying. Gomez is getting the 7th. I'm scared. Conley Early, 3 2/3 innings, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Come on, Yendi. Good man. That's all I need. I'm not. Well, how many pitches is he on? 8? All right, never mind. All right, Yendi. What you got for me? Good man, 2 clean innings. Love that. We're going to pinch hit for Keishel with Jet Williams. See if he can get aboard, get me a nice steal. He did not. He did, in fact, not get aboard. There we go. Gonzalez gets it down. Were Jenkins not hurt, I'd pinch run for him. Sergio into right, down in the corner. Down on the corner. Sergio Jimenez. All right. 2 men on. Estrella. It's at the third. They go home for the outs. Wah, wah, wah. No matter. Ethan Holiday hits it to center. Listen, if no, I'm not running on Jason Churro. You out of your mind? If Ethan Holiday can hit consistently, we have a pretty good succession plan in our infield for third base. Because shortstop is not his, future home. All right, Jet will take over at second. And then I forgot to get Gerst warming up. That's on me. Very good work from Yendi Gomez to lower his ERA down to a 9. We'll bring on Gerst. I know it's not a save, but still, we need the win. Good work. No one on our team got multiple hits. It's fine. And then Shane Boz will be ready to make his next start, so no need for an IL stint. Yeah, 3 days. He's fine. All right, let's look at the top guy. We learned nothing. Like literally, we got slightly better scouting accuracy and nothing changed. Scout him again. Yeah. All right. We're gonna sim game 2 with Hudson Rowan on the mound. Oh, we lose it and Keckering gets hurt. Quit injuring my pitchers. And they scored 4 runs in the 9th. This is why I hate simming. The game does bullpen management so terribly. Yeah, Hudson Rowan pitched 6 scoreless. And then Hudson Rowan gave up a couple of hits, got hurt, and then Rojas came in and got obliterated and gave up 3 straight hits, and we lost. Nice. Looks like Salazar got the start at catcher again. That's fine. Ideally, I want him catching it more than 3 out of 15 games, but what can you do? How long was Keckering's injury for? 4 days. Okay. We have an off day here, so that should be fine. All right. Well, we know he's not as quick. That's kind of funny. All right. Let's play this game against the Guardians. Then this will be the last one we play this episode here. Um, God, Luke Keishel. I'm gonna give Keishel the day off. Uh, yeah, we'll have Jet play second, and then Sergio. I mean, I kind of want him playing every day, but I'll give Jesse Gonzalez the start over Estrella. Everything else is fine. I mean, all my outfielders are doing really, really well, which is encouraging. Because last year that was the weak point. That was the weak spot of our team outside of McCombs. All right, 2 men are aboard. Down goes Jesse. Uh-oh, you got this, Reed. He did not. Guardians score 3 in the first. But it's fine. I have Eduardo, who swings at a 3-1 that looked like it was about to hit him. He flies out to center. Durbin flies out. Oh, boy. Come on, Reed. All right, he gets the K there. Jahmai Jones gets it down. The the fact that Jahmai Jones in this game is rated like insanely high relative to his offensive production in Detroit is kind of crazy. As he gets a triple on a craziness. Craziness, I tell you. That should be a ground out pretty easily. Thank you. Well, it's not looking great for Reed Detmers. It must be said. But here we are. All right, there we go. He locked in a bit there. I think 5 scoreless is or not 5 scores, but 5 innings is probably all I'm going to get from him. I'll let him face Churio, though. That's what I get. That is okay. Why? Why would he go for 2 there? He was barely at the halfway point in the base paths when McCombs threw him out. That's kind of funny. All right, he gets Jose Ramirez. I'll leave him in to face Luis Lara then. Because those were a couple quick outs. Also, the slow chopper. Yeah, he's beating that. All right. That'll be it for Reed. We'll bring in Lumpkins. And honestly, Lumpkins might just pitch the rest of this game. If he can keep his pitch count down. All right. Well, Detmer's scoreline looks even worse. Never mind. Lara did not go home. Oh, boy. Hey, remember when I said about Lumpkin's pitch count? He is already at 10 and he has yet to record an out. I don't know what that slow throw was, but here we are. All right, he gets Jahmai Jones. Good Lord. Anything for us in the 7th? Ethan Holiday is on second. McCombs is hit. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. We're okay. There we go. Eduardo hits it to the corner. Let's party. We're on the board. Durbin's up. That's going to be caught. Maybe deep enough? Nope. Probably the right move from McCombs. He's not that quick. All right. Bases loaded. We're going to pinch hit for Jet Williams. We're going to have Willie Estrella take the bat. And he hits into a double play. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, now I kind of need a second baseman. I think I'll just have Durbin slide over to second. Estrella can go to third. Lumpkins, can you give me the seventh, buddy? Good man. And then, yeah, Yandere for the eighth. Okay, Sergio's on second. Jesse Gonzalez hits it deep into right. Caught. That man is never getting a hit. Never. Jackson Holiday gets it. I said Jackson Holiday. Ethan Holiday gets it down. You know what? We've turned it into a save situation. It's the little things. All right. Thank you, Lumpkins, for your service. Yandere, clean as a whistle. Pardo pops up. We're going to pinch it for Durbin with Luke Keeschel. Man, I really don't love that kind of brown color font. I might see if there's a way to change it. Keeschel gets aboard. Come on, Walker. And he popped it up. All right, Willie Estrella hits it to third. Easy ground out. We lose 2-5. Yeah. I think I am quickly identifying some problems that our team just fundamentally possesses. Yeah, whatever you do, don't look at the starter ERA number at the bottom. All right. So I think there's no real way around this, but like, granted, most of the starters only have 3 games. Detmers has a fourth. I mean, Jared Jones is an ERA of 9. Hudson Rowan is currently averaging like 4 innings a start. Shane Baz even less. Bullpen wise, honestly, I think we've been pretty okay. Keckering got blown up for one outing, and Yendy Gomez is sucking. But other than that, we're looking okay. Yendy Gomez's FIP is a 6.3. Oh, we're in trouble. In the hitting department, it's not great. I mean, we have OPS wise, we're actually doing okay. Slugging is where we're dying. All right, that's ISO. There we go. Slugging is where we're dying. Because Lantico's coming off the bench. Eduardo's not slugging. Walker isn't. Luke Keeschel's hitting terribly. I don't even want to talk about Caleb Durbin right now. On base, we're even worse, really. Like Sergio Jimenez on base right now is a 309. Estrellas is a 280. We're just really ice cold right now, which is, on the one hand, we're hitting this poorly and our starting pitching is doing terribly, and we're only 7-9. It could be worse. It really could. But yeah, that is where I will end this episode. Aaron Ashby is coming off the IL in a bit, so that'll probably be it for Yendy Gomez, who has one option year left, so he will not be hit for the spin cycle. I think off stream, I will more or less finish the month of April. I'll play through the Red Sox, Angels, Giants, and Mets series, and then we can kick off with the Astros back in May. And then that episode will be tomorrow on Thursday. And then we'll be able to get back into the swing of things and see how things go from there. So, thank you all for watching. See you next time.